This is One-on-One. This is a very important segment. Let me introduce you to Lisa Bianculli Hutter. She is a regional wealth planning manager at Wells Fargo. Everything you ever wanted or needed to know about small business. And by the way, I said to you, is it not a fact that of all the small businesses in this country, 30% are owned by women? You said, no, it's 40%.
That's right.
When did that happen?
That's right. Probably in the last 5 years or so.
Really?
In fact, women-owned businesses have increased 60% since 1997.
Okay, so here's the thing. With more and more women owning businesses, running businesses, why is it more challenging? I mean, I run a business, other guys I know run a business, women run a business as well. Is it any different for a woman trying to be a successful entrepreneur versus a guy? Any different?
Very different.
How so?
Very different. A lot of reasons. You know, women, first of all, women approach things differently, right? So women process things differently.
Give me an example.
Are you married?
Of course I am.
Okay.
I should say, of course I am. I've done it twice. I'm better the second time. I'm sure I am. I hope I am.
See?
That has nothing to do with this. Come on, seriously.
I said
what
to
does
my
that have
husband,
to do with it?
you know what it is? When you read the statistics, you look at the statistics and you say, you know what these statistics say? They say women talk. That's what we do. We talk to each other. They surveyed women and men, and when a woman has a bad experience, 52 women would go out and tell their friends that they had a bad experience. Only 11 men would do that.
Get out of here.
Why?
Is that
I said
true?
to my husband, because women talk. We talk. That's what we do. Yes, we process. We think. We trust. We respect.
What does that have to do with running a business?
Well, when you're running a business, especially when you're looking for, first of all, you're looking to start a business, right? A lot of articles out there advise women, make sure you have an advisory council. Make sure you have people to talk to, that you can understand, I'm doing it. Am I doing it right? Is there anything I'm forgetting? What have you learned? What can I learn from you? You got to understand the finances. So not a lot of women.
Harder for women to get financing than men?
It's not. Well, financing is a separate issue. And in fact, it is actually a little harder for women to get financing than men. The SBA is committed to
Small Business Administration?
That's right,
That's
correct.
the federal government's effort to help small business?
Exactly, exactly. And Wells Fargo actually just committed $55 billion by 2020 to loan to women businesses.
But help me understand, why is it harder, though, for women to get access to capital?
So women don't ask. They're
less
less likely to
Hold
ask.
On. You just said they talk more.
Okay.
But they don't ask.
They talk more, they don't ask. Or they're afraid that they're going to get turned down. So it is very interesting. They don't ask because they're afraid to get turned down. And when you look at the statistics, in fact, they get turned down more.
Wow. So
the fear is not unfounded.
Okay. How about when it comes to succeeding? Because the other number, unless you correct me, is 80% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years. Mm. That's true. Why do so many fail?
That's true. If they don't think and have a good plan, right? They don't have well thought out decisions. So I work with someone now who wants to get into flipping houses, okay?
I hear that all the time. Right. What are you going to do? I'm going to flip houses.
Right.
What does that mean? That's a plan?
We're going to go buy a house and we're going to fix it up, okay?
I'm going to sell it right away.
How are you going to get the money? Right. What neighborhood are you going to get it in?
Don't ask me all those
details. What if you can't sell it?
Right? Why do you ask me all these questions? I just want to flip houses. Then you're stuck with a house you can't sell.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
And then what? Then your business fails.
That's right. That's right. The business fails. Or you create a successful business and now something happens to you and you have no succession plan, which is the other side.
Can we do the succession planning thing? Because that's the other thing that fascinated me.
Okay.
Or fascinates me. In your work, you talk to family-owned businesses. Mm-hmm. What is succession planning and why is succession planning so difficult for family-owned businesses?
So a couple of reasons. First of all, as a family-owned business, usually it's a small business, right? So usually when you're family-owned, you're a small business, you do everything. You're there 24/7. Your employees are usually your family. That's what a lot of my clients say. Our employees are our family.
Yep.
They don't often take the time to sit down and think about succession. Or there's too many psychological issues, or there's too many family dynamics that they know. By the way, excuse me for interrupting.
Succession means who's going to take over after I retire or I die. I'm out of this business. Go ahead.
Exactly. You got it. You got it. So the first step is, let's talk about it. Have you even thought about it? You know, so I'm working, for example, with one gentleman who's in his 70s, just starting to think about giving the business to a child who is managing it with him. And we've been working with him for a year through estate planning, through business succession planning. And here is someone who, in his mind, will say, this business isn't going to last. It's just a business that it's here today, it's going to be gone tomorrow because of the way technology is going, but my son wants to stay in the business, and I kind of got to do what my son wants me to do. But we're sitting there saying, but maybe it's not a good decision, right? The flip side of it is, my son's in the business, my daughter's not. How am I going to treat them equally? Because the business is a big part of my balance sheet, and it's a big part of my net worth. So if I leave the business to my son and not my daughter, what about her?
So what's so interesting to me is that people say, quote unquote, it's just business, meaning you're trying to make a bottom line, smart business decision, but it's greatly influenced by personal, human, emotional, family considerations.
Exactly.
Conflict of interest.
Exactly.
How do you advise these people?
You really have to take a step back and you have to ask them the tough questions. You have to have everybody come to the table. You know, when we started...
Including the daughter who says she's not interested in the business, she has to be a part of that discussion?
Sure, absolutely. Because what's going to happen if you pass away and she wasn't part of the discussion, right? So you want to treat her equally.
She's going to say you cut her out.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
and
right.
Is that how you want to be remembered?
Wow.
Right?
You have these conversations?
Yes, yes, very difficult. And then the other part of it is carrying out. So let's sit down. Okay, I know who I'm giving the business to. I have a buy-sell agreement.
What's that?
Buy-sell agreement is a legal contract where somebody can buy your business, usually at a certain price, when a certain event happens. So in the event of death. You know, you and I own a business, we have a buy-sell agreement, and it says I get to buy your shares at whatever the market value is.
Right.
And only if I don't want to buy them can you sell them on the open market, for example, right?
Right.
So you pass away, and now I own my part of the business, but I don't have any cash to buy your part of the business.
So what happens?
So step two, what you should have done while you were alive was, I should have gotten an insurance policy on your life so that I'd have the cash to buy your part of the business.
But I didn't do that.
But you didn't
I didn't plan ahead.
That's right.
Because you know what? I didn't think I was going to die.
That's right. Right. Exactly. And this is what happens.
This isn't fun.
It's not fun.
These things are not fun to think about, but if we don't...
If we don't, disaster happens.
Oh my God.
So...
You love your work?
I love my work.
Even though these are hard questions?
I love helping my clients. I really care about my clients. And I love seeing them come to a point where, you know, and empowering them. So...
Empowering. Got a minute left, real quick.
Yep.
Okay, tell me what that means.
Getting the spouse who's not involved. So to the point of women, you know, the older generation, the man built the business, the woman was not involved. Getting the woman involved, getting her to know the business, getting her to know what's going to happen to the family when he dies, and where and who to call and what to do.
Empower, I love
Empower,
that.
Yes.
Lisa Bianculli Hutter, Regional Wealth Manager over at Wells. Appreciate it. Good stuff.
Thank you.
You do important work. It's not easy. It's not all about dollars and cents. Sometimes it's very personal.
That's right.
Business sometimes is personal.
All
right?
the time.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
All right,
Stay
thank you.
with us. One-on-one will continue right after this. It's very personal.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One has been provided by Meridian Health, Johnson & Johnson, New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, the law firm of Gibbons P.C., Cohn Resnick, and by New Jersey Natural Gas. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.